son. Think I ain't spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmamas. His ass going to prison. If you goddamn keep shit up, his ass going to prison.
Then he wanna talk about some other like this being shit. This being shit. No, I'm being real. You lying. You lying. You over here flagging. You're cat.
T.I.'s biggest fear might be coming true, and it's hitting closer than ever. For years, he warned his son, King Harris, that if he didn't slow down, he'd throw away everything he worked for. Now, word on the street is that a judge could slam him with a 5-year prison sentence. 5 whole years. And here's the wild part. T.I. himself called this back in 2022, saying if King kept up with the reckless moves, this was exactly where he'd end up. Nobody can really act shocked either because the warning signs were screaming loud. From wild driving to that viral Waffle House fight to flexing guns in music videos, King was piling up drama like trophies. Things hit the fan in 2024 when arrest footage showed just how deep it got. Almost smashing into a cop car, music blasting, gun on his hip, and that old 2022 warrant finally catching up to him. It was like every bad decision came crashing down at once, and the timing couldn't have been worse.
Yes, sir.
There's one in the head.
Does your buddy have one as well? All right, just hang tight right here for me. Let me clear this. I don't want any accidental fires.
There's no safety. You gotta take.
There's no safety.
Take
okay. Well, I'm not gonna mess around with that too much. Let me just set this down right here. Dude, step out for me. Yes, sir. Place your hands behind your back for me. All right, right now you're just being detained. You're not under arrest. I'm gonna be at the church. All right, I appreciate you being cool, man. We're just gonna take a look at this information, make sure it's valid.
I ain't sure this.
Just take a step to the side for me.
Just weeks after that arrest, King became a father. He was online posting about his newborn, dropping a track called Dear Son, and acting like he was ready to turn his life around. But instead of stepping into fatherhood, he's staring at a courtroom that could lock him down for half a decade.
Don't be in this bitch. Wait till I come back in the market late night, and then it's just you, and I slap you up. Yeah. You trying to act all tough? All like this in front of all your people. Tell your mama I said Happy Mother's Day, and then Karen in my face and shit. Like what?
This whole story is deeper than just bad choices. It's the downfall of a young man with the world at his feet. It all came to a head in October 2024 when King officially spiraled out. Pulling out of a gas station in his BMW, he nearly smashed straight into a police car, and from there, everything started unraveling fast. You couldn't script this any crazier. The second those officers walked up, the vibe flipped instantly. First thing they catch, the smell of weed. Then their eyes drop to his hip. And boom, there's a gun sitting right there in plain sight. At that point, they already knew King wasn't going home that night. But it got even uglier when they ran his name. Turns out he still had a warrant hanging over his head from way back in 2022. That case wasn't just speeding, it was speeding, driving on a suspended license, and a DUI. And instead of showing up to court like everybody else, he skipped it.
Stand by right here for me. 42, I'm 10 extend, 1 detain. Spread your legs slightly. I just need to pat you down.
That one mistake just sat in the shadows waiting to strike, and in 2024, it finally came crashing down on him. The leaked arrest footage, which popped up first on Badge Chronicles and then went viral on Vlad TV, runs nearly 30 minutes long, and it's straight chaos to watch. You see the cops yank him out the car, snatch the gun off his hip, cuff him up, pat him down, and toss him in the back seat like it's nothing. Now, King wasn't going wild, but you could see the frustration written all over his face. He knew he was caught, and no smooth talk was saving him this time. The camera catches every single second. King pulled out, cuffed up, and shoved into that patrol car. One of the officers later admitted King stayed calm and did what they said the whole time. But calm or not, he still landed in DeKalb County Jail before being shipped over to Pickens. Just like that, the same kid flexing on Instagram weeks before was suddenly sitting behind bars with the whole internet clowning him. And that's what hurts the most, because T.I. literally told us this was coming years ago. Back in 2022, he went on Instagram saying if his son didn't slow down, prison was the only ending. And he wasn't just talking like a worried dad. He was talking as someone who lived that life himself. I once said it clear as day, time is gonna be his teacher. And now that teacher just showed up looking like a 5-year prison sentence. When King's arrest clips started flooding the internet, fans instantly dug up that old video of T.I. warning him. And the comments went crazy. Some folks were saying, see, he spoke it into existence, while others felt sympathy. Like imagine being a dad and watching your exact warning play out in real time. Either way, everyone agreed. I called it before it happened. The craziest part is King had so many chances to switch up, but he kept ignoring the signs. Take that infamous Waffle House blow-up in 2022. It was the first time the public really side-eyed him like, oh yeah, this kid's headed down the wrong road. The viral video showed King in a screaming match with the staff, trying to puff his chest out and prove he was tough. But instead of looking strong, he came across entitled and out of control. Even T.I. couldn't defend that one. He later went live saying he was perplexed, like he couldn't even understand why his son stopped what he was doing just to argue with a short-order cook. And if that meltdown wasn't embarrassing enough, the gun situation pushed things even further off track. Remember that clip of T.I. and Boosie checking their sons on camera? That video blew up for a reason. King and Boosie's son, Tootie Raw, were shooting a music video. But instead of focusing on the music, the set looked like a trap house with guns everywhere. That's when the fathers had to step in fast. You can hear T.I. snapping, asking, why y'all even toting guns when you got girls right here? Talk about love. Then it turned into a full lecture. T.I. broke it all down. How one wrong move with a weapon or getting caught with the wrong crowd could land them straight behind bars. And the wildest part? He wasn't even being harsh. He was literally giving them the cheat code to avoid the exact same mistakes he made. That moment was supposed to be the wake-up call. You can see it plain as day. T.I. and Boosie sitting their sons down, telling them flashing guns in videos is nothing but a fast track to prison. But even with all that wisdom laid out, King still didn't take it in. And now here we are. Fans actually gave props to both T.I. and Boosie when that lecture video dropped. People said it was refreshing to see hip-hop dads step in, trying to guide their sons instead of letting them spiral out unchecked. But the real issue? King was nodding along like he heard them, but you could tell nothing was sinking in. The words went in one ear and out the other. What really had fans side-eyeing him wasn't just the temper or the guns in music videos, it was his personal life. The biggest shock came when he popped out with a baby mama who instantly had social media buzzing. The mother of his child, who goes by Big Nana, sparked rumors all over because people swore she was way older than King. And fans didn't bite their tongues. Some claimed she was only around for the money. Others flat out called her a groupie chasing a check. Either way, the age gap had the internet on fire. But King? He didn't care about the noise one bit. He doubled down, throwing Big Nana a full baby shower, plastering pics online, and bragging like he had built the perfect little family. When their son was born in November 2024, King was glowing, posting nonstop, and acting like fatherhood was about to turn his whole life around. Here's a clip of King at that baby shower with Big Nana, smiling, celebrating, like everything in his world was picture perfect. Not long after, he was back online, proudly showing off his newborn and hyping himself up as a dad. He even dropped a track called Dear Son, pouring out lyrics about stepping up, and on Instagram he wrote, November 5th, 8:09 a.m. Welcome King Jr., time to take over. For a quick second, people thought maybe this was it. Maybe being a father would finally humble him. Maybe the chaos would stop. But the timing was brutal. While King was holding his newborn, playing proud dad on Instagram, that 30-minute arrest video was making its rounds online, reminding everyone that he was already deep in legal trouble. And honestly, nobody was shocked. Fans had been saying for years that King's wild behavior was bound to catch up with him. Now it's here, playing out exactly how folks predicted. So if a judge really hits him with that 5-year sentence, don't expect to see T.I. angry. Expect to see him broken. Because yes, he warned him. Yes, he tried to guide him. But when it's your own son standing in that courtroom, shackled up, the pain cuts way deeper than pride. And if you've ever watched their podcast together, you already know that bond is real. That's why this could crush T.I. more than anyone else. And this isn't just gonna hit King, it's gonna stain T.I.'s image too. People are already online dragging him, saying he failed as a father, that all the money and fame in the world couldn't stop his own son from spiraling out. If King really does get sentenced, those voices are only gonna get louder. Especially because T.I. has always branded himself as the OG dad who drops wisdom and teaches lessons. But here's the thing. T.I. has always made it clear that no matter how messy King gets, he's still gonna ride for him. So even if he's disappointed, you already know he'll be the first one standing tall in that courtroom by his side. Once the arrest footage and court updates started flooding social media, the internet went crazy. The reactions were split all over. Some clowning him, some low-key impressed, and others just hoping he finally gets his act together. One fan even said, "King is enjoying every minute, knowing he might go viral. He knows he's being recorded." I'm glad he was respectful, and honestly, that's exactly how it looked. He wasn't wilding out. He stayed calm, maybe too calm, like he knew this was just another clip for the blogs. Then came the crowd calling it his so-called street cred moment. Someone even commented, "That man finally got his street cred." He's been telling y'all he outside, and that's the sad part. It shows how twisted this whole thing is. Instead of celebrating fatherhood and focusing on his newborn, some people think King is chasing a jail record just to prove he's real. But not everyone was harsh. A few folks tried to show grace. One person wrote, "He gonna be fine. He's been doing good since his son was born, so I'm wishing him blessings. He handled himself well." That's the flip side. People holding on to hope that fatherhood could ground him, even if prison ends up being part of the lesson. For T.I., though, it's heartbreaking. It feels like history repeating itself. The same system he once fought to survive is now pulling his own son in. And the worst part? Deep down, T.I. saw it coming. This isn't just King Harris making headlines. It's the real threat of prison time, a real consequence, a real test of father and son. Because if that judge really stamps a 5-year sentence, King's story won't just be another viral moment. It'll be a hard lesson carved into his life forever. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.